trying to get rid of them. And I thank God for that. They're trying to get rid of those terrorists in Sinai and to help Egypt or help Israel. But this seems to be the game plan. To surround Israel, to defeat Israel, to destroy them. They have vowed they'll push them into the sea. I've got news for you. They never will. I wouldn't be surprised they'll wind up like Pharaoh. When he went after God's people and got to the Red Sea, they went through a dry ground. And boy, old Pharaoh found out he wasn't in charge. God was in charge. And they drowned in the sea. And again, we have the same thing in Syria, the persecution of Christians, where Christians are being persecuted, put to death. Christians are fleeing by the hundreds if they can get away from these countries. They're doing it to try to save their lives and the lives of their children, but it's a desperate situation. We really need to pray for the Christians and the churches in these countries that certainly need God's help and protection. Then look at Israel for a few moments. It's basically a democratic country. Not a Christian nation. In fact, not even following Judeo-ethics totally. There are some wonderful people in Israel that live good lives. They seek to please God. They really want to live by the principles of their religion. But there are others in there that are as wicked and wild as anybody in America. They don't believe in the God of their fathers. They don't believe in living by the teaching of the Bible. It's a difficult situation over there. But still, there are many, many people there who really seek after God. But I want you to notice this as we come to the close. It says in verse 24, in that day Israel will be one of three with Egypt and Assyria, a blessing in the midst of the land. And the Lord of hosts shall bless, saying, blessed is Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, my inheritance. In spite of war and bloodshed and a strong presence of the radical Islamists who hate the Jews and seek their destruction, God is going to have the final word, and he will declare, blessed is Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, my inheritance. Now, what does this mean for you and me? Well, as I said, we certainly need to pray for these countries. We need to pray for Israel. We need to pray for Egypt, pray for Syria. We need to pray especially for the Christians, that God would protect them. The other thing, my friend, is this. We need to be living in readiness for whatever happens in our country. I'm not here to predict that some terrible thing is going to happen. But on the other hand, I would not be surprised at anything that might take place. Those enemies over there would like nothing better than to repeat 9/11 again. Mm-hmm. Only 10 times worse if they could do it. I don't know what might happen, but I'm saying this. We better be living close to God. Be ready when Jesus comes. Right. We need to be praying for those that need the Lord right here in our own country. And let me say this. I don't want you to go out here with the wrong impression. I don't hate Muslims. I don't hate those people that hate us. But they need our Savior. Right. And the only thing we can do is to try to love them and pray for them, no matter what they say or what they do. They're wrong. We know that. And they're serving a false God. We know that. But we need to love them and pray for them and seek to bring them to know our wonderful Lord and Savior. Let's stand.